on streaming. Oh wait, what?
What's up?
Hit go live, man. We're live.
Yeah.
Introduce the video.
What's up?
We're live, but I'm not.
Oh, you're not live?
Yeah, give me a minute. I'll fix that real quick.
What's up, Mel? How you doing, buddy?
I'm good, man. I'm actually, the interesting thing about this stream is that I hit go, like start now, and it's yellow.
Oh,
Stream health
no.
is yellow.
That
Check
is not good.
resolution. Current resolution is 1920 by 1080, which is not optimal. What?
Not optimal. Mine is looking good. It's just that this webcam is horrible. It's
Are you about to be live now, RJ? Or
It's cutting off my arms.
Okay, now we are live. Now it actually works.
Yeah.
Okay, hey guys, welcome to another segment of Tech Talk, guys. Now here we have two special guests that they have been on the show, and they are the best, one of the best techs I know so far. One guest is called PizzlesTechTime.
What's up, guys? How you doing today on this beautiful Saturday?
And we have our other special guest. Everybody knows him. Everybody checks his channel out. He's a family content type of guy. And what's the other thing you have? IckedMel?
IckedMel. IckedMel, what's up, everybody? How you doing? Boom! Chris just joined. It's IckedMel. We're chilling. We're having like a tech talk Saturday thing. This is really RJ's kind of show. We're all streaming, 3 of us. So definitely check our channels out. Pizzles, RJ, and mine, of course. Subscribe and hit like on this video that you're watching now too. And if you want to really support us, pull up all 3 live streams and play them all at the same time.
And also our links will be in the description below.
Yes. Quite a delay between video and audio for all 3. Could just be YouTube. I'm not sure. I am getting a little bit of lag, but
yeah, it's this what's it called? The Discord, man. It's tough to use for me. It's like every time I try to mess with the Discord, you know. Now when you go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, I was just wanting to make sure my desktop audio was coming through.
So everybody can hear everybody fine?
Yeah, I hear you guys. What
about our audience? Can they hear us fine?
How does the audio sound? I am getting a little bit of lag on my end though, but I'm not. It's like my PC or something. The resources just shot up. Don't you blame Discord, Piz? That's what Chris said.
Dude, I'm only using 4% of my CPU. It's Chrome and Discord. I'm streaming at 3700 kilobytes per second. My stream is perfect health. Nothing wrong with my computer. It's Chrome and Discord. But when we use Hangouts, it works okay. But hardware acceleration and Discord, this application or websites it's not playing well.
Yeah, I made a change. I actually just disabled the animated background that I have to try to help out with the resources, and it seems like it actually really helped me out because my usage dropped to 25% now. So I guess for now I'm just gonna run with the background disabled. And just to kind of think about it too, like when you really think about what we're doing right now, it's kind of crazy, right? Because we're all 3 of us are streaming like at the same time, recording, capturing, like uploading, like just when you kind of think about everything that's running in the background to actually even make this possible, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah,
intense.
It is.
So
and if I look to my side, it's because I'm looking at all my stats on my computer and everything on the side. So if y'all see me kind of like turn sideways, I'm looking at my chats. I'm looking at every single thing, and so I'm just right here in my screen. I'm running like dual screen right now.
You do whatever you want, man. You got a dual monitor setup. That's awesome.
I really want a dual monitor also. I used to have that. It helps with production a lot, and like at my job, I'm in an office job now and I'm working on the computer all day. I actually have 3 screens. So like I have the screen in front of me, and then I have another screen on the side, and then I have like a laptop, and like I have like 3 screens that I work off of, and it really helps like productivity and stuff, you know.
Yeah, as long as everything is running smoothly, you can just pass on applications, switch over from one to the other. You know, it's really easy. I got this, what is it, like a 28-inch, I think, 4K monitor. It seems way bigger than that though. But maybe just because I'm not used to working on a monitor, but.
Okay. Well, so let's get this started, guys. Our first question of the day is going to be latest technology to what we have heard or seen. What have y'all heard or seen in the latest?
Well, go ahead. You can go ahead.
I guess I don't know. I figured we would go left to right, or it doesn't matter. Or you want
Doesn't matter. We could start. We start with you, Pizzles, and then we'll go to Mel, and I'll be last. I want to hear what's y'all's first before me.
All right. Well, I heard a few rumors, but I don't want to talk about the rumors. I'm just gonna talk about Samsung dropping their new SSD, the 860s, which are incrementally better than the 850. So that's pretty exciting. I guess if you're into SSDs. So these SSDs they have like more 3D NAND cells, so they can store more and run a little bit faster. That's basically it.
Has it increased in lifespan on it, or still the same as the regular SSD?
Well, SSDs have a longer lifespan than regular hard drives, so I'm not sure if these ones have a longer lifespan than the older ones.
Okay, Mel.
Well, thinking about technology, the thing that's been kind of on my mind, and we spoke about it a little bit last night, the whole Amazon Alexa thing. I'm looking at it now. It's on the news too. There's a lot of people still freaking out about it. The story that I shared last night was that like there was this family that like they're at home, they're talking. Alexa started recording their conversation without their knowledge, and then it randomly sent the whole conversation to a person on their like, contact list. So the person called him and like, oh, we just heard your whole conversation. We're like, oh, we don't believe that. And then the guy told him like, well, you guys were saying this, and he was like, unplug it. So there's a lot of people worried about the whole privacy thing with Amazon Alexa recording random conversations. And the other thing too, like I've seen people on Twitter saying that like Alexa does random things, like he'll start laughing out of nowhere. Like just I don't know if does it do that for you? I don't have an Alexa, so I don't know. Like it
No,
just starts doing this laugh.
dude, Alexa is awesome, man. She responds to her name. So if you say her name and then you're talking to somebody, or if you say something that sounds like Alexa, she's gonna respond. So you might just be talking to somebody and then you'll hear her answer, and you might think that she's just talking on her own, but she's actually just doing her job. And she
Hmm.
has a new call functionality, and it might not be working properly. So they might have been speaking and it might have called without their knowledge. I don't think Alexa's recording anything.
Hmm.
Yeah, and
Well,
for
it
Alexa,
actually did
does
record something. That's what was in the news. It actually was it recorded a whole conversation. It was and it sent it
does
to a random person in the contact list. So that
does
actually did happen. But Amazon said it was like some sort of freak glitch accident that rarely happens. That's what they're saying.
does Alexa contain a memory card?
No, it's all cloud.
Huh.
But that's what I'm saying. She has a calling functionality that you can call people, and I don't think it can was able to transcribe a whole phone call, but I know that she can take like a blurb of your voice and announce it throughout your house. Like if you want to say, um, notify everyone that it's dinner time, it's almost like an intercom, and every single Alexa will record your voice and shout that out. So it has a lot of functionality, like for anything you could possibly want to do with her, she can do. I mean, she's changed my life quite significantly.
So you actually like it a lot. You use it. What are like? Tell us some of the things that like it does. Like what does it help you with?
Well, I can turn my lights on and off. I can change the brightness of my lights. I can play ambient noises before I go to sleep. I can throw treats to my cat. I can check the status of my air for my new purifier that I got. I can get updates on the weather. Now, all these things you can do by opening up your phone as well in the applications. but all you have to do is say the words, so it takes you away from that screen time that, I mean, a lot of us are trying to get away from their phones, trying to stop staring at a screen all day. So it really just takes about half a second to just say, I want to do this, and you can do it. And you get away from staring at your phone.
Wow, I need to get one. And
You tried the Google one, the Google Home or whatever? No.
I have the Google Assistant on my NVIDIA Shield, which is like a Android TV box. It was supposed to come with Google Assistant, but I haven't programmed it to do anything. Just because Alexa has a lot more functionality, she has a lot more skills, as far as I know, and Google is good at certain things, but I feel like Amazon has the whole shopping. You can shop with Alexa. You can have her order stuff for you. You can. It's just like the possibilities are endless. Oh, by the way, all my Wi-Fi speakers in the house I can control with her. You can listen to satellite radio with her, and all the functionality is voice. And then all the new Alexas have a screen now, so you can actually see what you're doing, what you're telling her, and she'll give you a visual response. So it's really cool.
damn, what's the price on those new Alexas?
The cheapest one is $40. They have one that's about this big. It looks like an alarm clock. I believe that one's like 150 to 200. If you get it on sale, or if you buy two at a time, they're like a little bit cheaper. And then they have a big one that looks like a screen, and that is around $200.
Wow, so the one with $200 is the one that has the new screen on it.
Yes, that's called the Echo Show, I believe.
Okay.
Gent Gamer, what's up, buddy, in the chat? How you doing?
That's pretty dope.
Thanks for joining, everybody that joined. I appreciate. This is Tech Talk, and we are bringing you the news as we see it.
So for me, I haven't really heard anything. I haven't heard anything new technology coming out recently. Besides new, heard something about an iPhone coming out, but I'm not too sure if that's true. It just, but I can't say it is or not. I had heard something about I think it was the i9 coming out, but I'm not too sure about that.
Well,
I know there's supposed to be a new iPhone coming out.
they'll definitely be dropping a new iPhone, but they just dropped the X and the 8, so I don't know how soon they're going to be dropping the 9. They might be trying to drop it faster to try to get away from the mess that they had going on with the whole dropping two phones at the same time thing.
What was that? What happened there?
They dropped the iPhone 10 and the iPhone 8, and it was just like, I don't know. As certain people had a lot of bad things to say about the iPhone 10, and then a lot of people had bad stuff to say about the iPhone 8. So it was like a mixed bag. It was like they should have just made one good phone instead of making like two okay phones. It's like the iPhone 10 had that notch, and a lot of people didn't like that. There was a few other things, but I mean, I think that those phones had like the fastest processors ever in a smartphone. It was just that it was just kind of weird the way they came out with two phones at the same time.
Yeah, it's about right.
All about money. That's why they come out with all these different phones, different little variations, a little upgrade, a little bit more RAM, maybe the screen's a little bit bigger. You get the latest software, kind of, and
Exactly. It's like not really much changes on phones. Really, nothing really major. It's only like always small changes.
yeah, I
But
used
they
to be
pick
one
up
of
the
those people
price.
that
Like,
I used to be one of those people that always had to upgrade and always had to buy a new phone. I spent so much money, and it's like at the end of the day, there's not that much of a difference, really, between the model and the one before that. I mean, if it's been a couple of years, then yeah, but
I used to upgrade every 6 months.
yeah, me too, dude. I used to spend so much money. My friend would tell me like, "Yo, Mel, you have an addiction. Like, you have a problem, bro. Like, you need help." Like, I was always upgrading my phone.
I agree, man. We needed help. We needed help. Now
Yeah.
I haven't changed. I haven't
Well,
changed anything lately, so
you've had the same phone for a while now.
I've had it since last March.
Wow.
What phone do you have, RJ?
I have the S7, I think. Yeah,
Oh, so we
S7.
all have Samsungs.
Yeah.
What phone were you guys into before Samsung? Was there a different phone that you were into, or was it always been Samsung?
I had the My Touch. The My Touch. I've always stuck with Android. As soon as the Android came out, I went straight to it, and I've loved it ever since. I had an iPhone, but it was for work. I never liked it. I don't like iPhone because they have too many restrictions on it. You can't do this, you can't do that, and pretty much
Really?
everything in the stores you have to buy. On Android, there's so much applications that are free out there, and it works. And I like that. I like the freedom.
Yeah, Android is a much better platform in my eyes for people who want to tweak their phones and want to run different applications and do different things. I like the iPhone for like mom, dad, somebody who's unfamiliar with technology, who's not
Right.
going to download applications every day. Android is awesome for the person who loves to download new apps and who wants an app for every piece of technology they own, you know.
I used to do it all the time. When I back in the day, I used to like unlock the phone and install, software, beta software, custom software. I think that's what's really good about Android, and you have just a lot more room to do more things. Like RJ was saying, I think it seems like iPhone's a little bit more restricted, but iPhone seems to be for the people that like they just want to use their phone. They want something simple, easy, non-complicated. Uh, I think that's
Plain
what
and
it's for.
simple. Plain
And
and
I
simple.
and I don't even think I used to think that iPhone was like really secure, a secure system. It doesn't seem like so because it seems like a lot of people get hacked and get their photos and videos leaked on the iCloud. I hear it all the time, so it doesn't seem to be that secure to me.
And you
But
think
it
about it,
was.
Google just developed that. That's because iPhone had that before the Android did the online storage. So an Android storage is like nobody. You really don't hear somebody getting their stuff stolen of Android of the Google Cloud platform. You really don't hear that. You hear more of the iPhone.
I
Right.
wonder why that is. Because with Apple, it's like really hard for you to get a virus and everything.
Right.
So it's like I wonder why it's so easy to hack.
That's the thing too. Is like I thought because it's harder to get a virus on Apple that I thought like it would be more secure. But when it comes to like the iCloud, for some reason, people are just getting hacked on there left and right all the time. I don't know. I'm not sure what that's about.
I'm not sure either. It's kind of crazy.
Thing about iPhone though is they do have really nice cameras though. Like the camera is top notch for
Yeah.
taking pictures and recording and all that stuff.
Well, mine's got the dual camera now as well.
You got the S9, right?
Yeah, the S9 Plus.
So that phone has better camera than an iPhone, right? Correct.
Yeah, it has the like I've told you guys before, it has the dual the dual cameras, and then it has the dual aperture. So it has two different apertures, one for low light and one for bright. So that was the first cell phone to introduce that. I don't know if the camera quality is better than iPhone, but I know it's the first camera to have
Close.
those features.
Yeah, if it's not better, it's really close. Samsung, I think, usually has always been pretty close to iPhone.
Yeah, I've had a Samsung phone for like 6 years now, and it's just like I feel like there's a lot of things that I have both. I have an iPhone and a Samsung phone, but my iPhone is a 6S. It's pretty old. But I feel like
Yeah.
both companies could do more, and they choose not to. And Apple taking away the headphone jack and the battery
Yeah,
life
what's up with that?
fiasco.
What is it? Like, okay, how do you feel about that? Like Apple taking away the headphone jack? Is it like a step forward in technology, or is it some sort of money propaganda thing where now we're gonna force people to buy this wireless headphone thing or whatever.
It's all about that lightning. It's all about that lightning jack, because they can force people to use that more often, and then you have a whole product line of headphones that just have that lightning jack.
Yeah.
So Apple cakes in on that. Every time those headphones sell, Apple gets a piece of that money, because you can't sell headphones with a lightning adapter without giving Apple a portion of the sales. So you're using their intellectual property. So
Yeah, I agree. I think it's definitely a money thing. Even with Android, at one point there was a time where like they were changing all the chargers. It's like different phones had different chargers. If you had this phone and you switch to another one, you can't use the charger. You got to go buy a whole new one. This whole fiasco thing. And I think something, I don't know if a law was passed or something happened where they kind of stopped doing that.
well,
So now,
micro USB came out, and
yeah,
it's like
the type
it's stupid to use anything else.
the
But
Type C,
now,
right?
now
Or
you have to
well,
see.
yeah, we got the C now. We got the Type C, which is like, I guess that's cool. You know, I don't have that many Type C cords. You know,
You
so
will.
yeah, that's the
Yeah.
new shift, right? That's where it's going to, I guess.
Yeah, in about 5 years, you'll have all USB C, and the micro USB will go out. So the micro USB, for me, I always had issues with. Like, they bend really easily, and the USB C is like it's a lot bigger. It's like I actually have them both right here. It's like the USB C is right there, and then the micro USB is right here.
Mm.
Yeah, that's what my
Yeah,
Mac uses.
there's a difference in size, right? Like the USB C is like bigger. It's just like this circle thing, kind of, right? Right.
Yes.
What is the benefit? Like, is there any benefit to being on the C? Like, is it faster or something? Like,
USB
what is
C is a lot faster.
Yeah, it charges like my laptop. My Mac uses it, and it charges the Mac like within 30, 45 minutes. It charges to 100%.
Well, that's for Thunderbolt. Mac took the USB C, and because of how fast the throughput is for USB C, they've put their own specifications in their whatever their software to utilize it, and they call it Thunderbolt 3
Ah,
or whatever. And those
so they
yeah, they've also took USB C and taken that as well, but their Thunderbolt is insane. You can hook up like two 4K monitors and a 1080p monitor to one Thunderbolt cable. That's how much throughput these cables have.
what?
damn?
Yeah, yeah, and you could never do that with a USB cable ever. So. Now USB-C has given a lot more throughput. It charges a lot faster. You know, it's just an all-around better cable. That's why you won't see for cell phones. They won't ever go back to micro USB.
So what's the throughput on the USB-C?
Um,
What
I'm
are the speeds?
I'm not exactly sure. I was doing some testing earlier, and but I had it hooked up to my camera, and I wasn't getting that fast of speeds. I was getting like 25 gigabytes per second. I mean 25 megabytes per second. Sorry. And yeah, I think it's. I wonder what it is. Let's say 6 gigabytes per second, but that's USB 3.0 or 3.1. Yeah, I'm not really good with numbers.
Okay, it's a USB-C is a USB 3.1,
Yeah.
Gen 1 and 2, which is the throughput is 10 gigabits per second.
And USB 3 is 6 gigabytes per second.
Yeah, a regular Gen 1 is a 6 gigs per second, and 3.1 is actual 10 gigs per second. That's why you're getting
Nice.
4K monitors at two 4K monitors and a 1080p at just off of cable.
Big difference, dude. Like my
Damn,
computer, I think my computer uses USB 2.0, which sucks,
dude,
and that's
2.0
like
runs at
half a
480
gig.
megabits. Yeah,
Yeah, it's like half a gig. 3.1 uses 3.2 to 4.8. It says something like that. And higher, I guess there's USB 3 and then 3.1 and 3.1 generation 2. 1.2 gigs, 10 gigs. So it's a pretty huge difference. Big difference.
Dude, no wonder the charging and everything's like outrageous and stuff like that. Even my girl's phone, because she uses the same charger as mine, my iPad, my Mac, and I just plug in her phone to my Mac and it charges like really fast. And I just plug. So man, that's great. I love the C. But it's just that now the C, in order to get like an extra charger, you had to pay like $30.
Yeah, sometimes that stuff is expensive, man. Those chargers, and if you buy like the cheap one or whatever, you gotta be careful sometimes too, because those can like have like defective properties where it can like get on fire or whatever, you know.
Oh,
So
here's a question for you guys. Have y'all ever bought an extra charger and like an extra charging cord and affect your performance on your phone?
I'm not understanding that. Like a fast charging cable or.
Like if you have your regular charger versus your charger you buy like at Walmart or Best Buy, have you noticed any significant difference?
Yeah, I mean,
for me, go ahead.
I mean, I always get a good quality cable, especially when you buy those Apple cables, because those are known to break. So I always try to get a good quality cable. Sometimes you can buy a braided cable, or just a better, higher quality cable. If you get them when they're on sale, you can get them for around $10 or $20. But and when it comes to the charging brick, you want to get the one that's compatible with your phone, or just that says fast charge on it, either 2.0 or 3.0.
And you, Mel?
I think it definitely does make a difference, but like Pizzles was saying, like make sure you have the fast charging one, because a lot of people, from what I noticed, because a lot of my friends that I know, they don't know too much about phones. They get the chargers. Sometimes their phones have fast charging capability. Sometimes people think that you get a fast charger, so that means that your phone's gonna charge fast, but your phone has to have that too. It doesn't mean just because you get a fast charger that your phone's gonna charge faster. You know, so sometimes people don't understand that. So the type of cable you get and the quality you get, it actually does matter from what I noticed. I'm not saying you have to get a Samsung one. You can get some off-brand one, but if you don't get a fast charging one and your phone's capable of fast charging, it's gonna make a huge difference.
Me,
Hours difference.
I'm not gonna lie to you because like I told you, I swapped phones so many times, and what I noticed is when I use my original charging, my phone is always work fine. But once I start using additional cables, I'm not sure if it's built right or what. It starts to mess up my phone. It doesn't seem to work right, and that's because I use the same power brick. And sometimes I use my like a car charger. If it's not off, if it's an off brand, it kind of makes my phone doesn't act right. It makes it act funny, and it doesn't work right. It just doesn't respond the way it should.
Yeah, those car chargers are a little bit tricky too. Um, a lot of times it seems like they don't have the same capability of charging fast as when you're plugging into an input. I think it has maybe a different electrical output. I'm not too sure.
That's why I
Um,
kind of like I trip out too because like I always say whenever I buy chargers, I always try to buy either a Samsung charger or something similar to the original,
yeah,
similar bit the throughput as the original one. Because if I go buy a knockoff one like at Walmart or something like that, it doesn't work right. I try to always look at the specifications on it to see if it's built with the same stuff because sometimes it doesn't work right. For
I
some
know.
reason, it
I
can't.
totally agree. I think it does make a difference when it comes to chargers, about the quality that you buy. There was a knockoff one I bought not too long ago on Amazon, and it worked fine, but it was fast charging capable. But you kind of have to be careful, and a lot of them too, they don't last that long. They start to like wear and tear, and then it stops charging, and it gets like a short in the cable. Sometimes it's just better to spend a little bit more to
Yeah,
get the name brand quality one or whatever that's for your phone. So
yeah. Okay, well, let's go to the next question. What is the funniest story you have on technology, whether you did to someone or they did to you?
I'm gonna let Pizzless answer that. I'm gonna go get a drink of water. I'll be right back.
What is the funniest
Story you've done to somebody or they done to you,
with
or anything funny?
technology?
correct,
Oh,
or
boy.
anything else that you have?
Well, if you guys don't know me very well, a long time ago, almost going in on 10 years ago, I used to be
Oh wow.
I used to be a big party animal, and a lot of the times I would get so out of control that I would fall asleep or I would be up all night just getting wasted on who knows what. But then, long story short, once I met my fiance, she helped me get my life together. And thanks, Britt. I love you. Mwah. But she helped me get my life together. But one night, I was so wasted that one of my friends had lifted me up in the air. And I don't want this story to be too long, but I was so wasted, and my friend Oscar was almost 7 feet tall. He was over 275 pounds. He was a big Peruvian guy, and he picked me up over his head, and I was kicking and trying to fight this guy, and he was way bigger than me, so I was wasted, and he dropped me on the side of the pool, and I just hit my arm, hit my head,
Yeah.
and I just knocked out. So everyone else was still drinking, and like I was like, so they like carried me into like this cabana, and then they recorded me, wasted, like all hurt up,
Damn, dude.
and then they put that video on YouTube, and
No, that's
yeah,
kind of messed up, dude. That's kind
yeah.
of messed up.
Yeah, and they titled it "Drugs Are Bad," and this was like when cell phones like first came out. Like I'm telling you, it was a long time ago, and I'm not sure if this video is still up. There probably is, but
Damn, we should find that video, bro.
yeah, yeah. I look like Schmeagol from the Lord of the Rings. I'm like.
Yeah.
We gotta check that video out, bro.
Yeah, but that was my buddy Oscar. He actually died in a car accident, so I miss him, man. But all right.
Mel?
Crazy tech stories. I or stories or I do have like a couple of technological stories that I can think of. I have kind of two in mind, and I don't want to implicate like criminalize myself. So I'm trying to think like what can I say, because I have a lot of crazy stories, and it's like there was the one story that I told you guys about. I'm going to tell you two stories. There's the one story that I told you guys about where I know I told RJ when I was in high school, there was this like computer class that we would go to, and one day I was sitting in class. This is when I kind of started learning about hacking and trojans and viruses. And there was this one virus called Sub-Zero. You know, you would download it, and it's like a trojan, and you go to the person's computer, or you get them to download it. It opens up a port, like a port on their computer on the internet, so it allows you access, like backdoor access to the computer. So I put it across. I did it to this kid when he got up and went to the bathroom. I put it on his computer, and while he was still in the bathroom, I went back to my computer, and you can pretty much control everything. You can shut down the computer, you can turn it on, you can open and close the hard drive, you can download stuff, delete stuff. So like I opened up gay.com. I know you remember this story, RJ. I opened up gay.com. It was like a porn site, and I maximized it, and there was like pornography going on, and people were walking by his desk while he was still in the bathroom, and they were like, damn, like I knew something was up with him. Like, oh, I knew something was up with this guy. And then he came back, and he was so pissed off, man. He was pissed off, and he was like, yo, who did this? Who did this, man? All right. And I was just kind of like giggling in the back. So that was that one story. And then there was another story. There was this guy, somebody I used to know a long time ago that, I mean, we were kind of friends, but not really. And I forgot what he did to piss me off, but I did the same thing too. What people used to do back in the day, they would delete your whole hard drive. Like, you know, MS-DOS, the command prompt, they'd have
Yep.
like these scripts, right? And the script is you click the file, and then like a black screen pops up, and it disappears. It pretty much deletes everything on your computer, and it closes out. and then when you restart the computer, everything is gone. So I did it to a buddy of mine that I knew. I mean, we weren't really good friends, I guess, but I did it to him, and I pretended to be like a female. I made a different account on AIM, which is like an instant messenger. I made an account. I said, "Here's my picture. I'm a girl." You know, most guys are gonna click that, so he clicked the picture, whatever he thought it was a picture. It deleted everything, and I screwed up his computer. Now, like, that's not really that big of a deal. It's kind of easy to recover. Like, if your whole hard drive's deleted, it kind of sucks. Like, you have to like restore everything, but your computer's not really that screwed. But a lot of people don't know how to restore that or fix that. So that was kind of my other tech story about that. So
That was malicious, guys. That was
yeah,
malicious.
I felt really bad after that. That's why I stopped doing it. It was a really long time ago. I did feel really bad about it, so I kind of stopped doing it. But yeah, I did do that at one point.
So Pizzles, be careful when you open files from mail.
Well, you know what though? Like now, it's really hard to pull off um that hack, because now antiviruses, they pick up on that script where it's like delete your hard drive, delete C, delete whatever. Now, if you try to open it, almost all the antiviruses will not let you open it. They'll stop you and be like, "This is a virus," blah blah blah. Like so it's a little bit harder now to like hack somebody and delete their stuff.
It's not that hard because I've done it.
Have you?
Yeah, I could even, I could even actually copy. I just plug in my USB drive and I just click run, and I have a batch file in the background running to actually copy all your data on your computer and store it on my flash drive without you even knowing that it's copying.
Yeah, I'm sure like there's newer technology now that you
Yeah.
could like hack people's stuff, because back in the day when I was using Sub-Zero, one of the options too on there was like to steal all the passwords on the computer. So all the passwords, you know how a lot of people save their passwords so they don't have to keep typing it over?
Yeah.
All that stuff, you can steal it off the computer and you put it on your own thing, and you know all that person.
That's
Yeah.
crazy, man. That type of stuff really scares me because
Yeah, man.
it's grown more and more important that we keep that stuff safe because that's your bank account. It's not just
Mhm.
Facebook anymore. It's not just your social media that you need to be worried about. You have your bank account, you have your credit. We're talking about things that you need for the rest of your life. So I don't see that as like a joke type of thing. I take that stuff kind of seriously.
Pretty serious. And in this day and age now, everything's automated. A couple times, I know Google has my credit card, some of my credit cards saved. I know Amazon does. Like now, everything's on the internet, dude. So if somebody was to be able to swipe all your credit card stuff off of your computer, it probably wouldn't be that hard to do. You know. So
Wow, man, that is crazy. That is crazy. I'm just using the basic Windows Defender right now because I had Norton for a while, and I feel like I was wasting money on it.
Norton, Comcast gives it for free. Like if you have Comcast, you can download Norton's for free. But Norton's
I
takes
had
so much
Comcast.
resources, dude. It gets so heavy on the computer. It takes up so much resources, so I had to uninstall it. I couldn't
Yeah.
do it anymore.
Yeah,
It's
I
it's
don't recommend those.
it's so weird that your resources get taken up, and I cannot get my browser to run, and I have all my resources. Isn't that such a weird situation?
I think it is. It's kind of funny. It's almost like when people have like the latest computer, the latest technology. I mean, I'm not saying you have the latest computer, but you have a pretty damn good computer. My computer kind of struggles along, and I'm running smooth, and you're having like those issues and stuff, and it just
It's
makes me
just
wonder too, like,
it's
what
just
is it? You
Google
know?
Google Chrome is slowing down my whole system. I've got a question in my chat. What is HEVC and how do I learn more? Now, if you guys aren't familiar, I do believe he's talking about the encode of video. Um,
Yeah.
HEVC video encoding. I've heard the word before, but I'm not wizard with it. Um, all I know is that we encode our videos when we want to put them on YouTube. I use Adobe Media Encoder. You can download it for free. I believe for at least a week. You just need to go to adobe.com, enter an email address, and you'll be able to test out any other apps that you want. and you'll be able to encode your videos, and you can choose whichever format that you want. And different computers with different capabilities will encode video at a faster rate. Usually Intel computers encode HEVC the fastest because they have the higher clock speed. But I'll tell you that AMD is catching up.
Damn.
Yeah, I looked it up because I didn't know what HEVC was, but it just means high efficiency video coding. Uh, it says also known as H.265 and MPEG H part 2. I've heard of those codecs. I didn't know that that's what HEVC means. But like Pizzles was saying, it's just encoding, and I think some works better than others. I don't know the in-depth
Oh,
information about them.
I know the 5. What was the 5 one called again?
H.265.
Yeah, H.264
Yeah.
is what we're used to using. That's what we usually encode our videos for. And H.265 is capable of a higher bit depth. So you will be able to actually use HDR videos. A few of my videos are H.265 because I wanted to experiment with HDR on YouTube. But because I'm not a colorist, you actually have to be a lot better at color grading if you want to hit all the subtle notes of HDR and actually grade your footage. But I have the GH5 and it actually shoots in HDR, so you need to encode the video in HEVC. So you have to change some settings in Adobe Media Encoder, and you can actually render any video you want in HDR. And also, if you want to play that type of file on Windows, you will need to download a secondary video player, which you can look up in the Google search bar. There's plenty of ones that will play it. I think
Yeah.
VCL.
That's a good one. That's one of the more popular ones.
Yeah,
VLC. That's a really good one.
I think that one will play it, and there's a few other ones that will play it, but Windows Media Player will not play it at this point. It's such a new file that Windows has a hard time with it, but Adobe has updated their program and you can edit those files.
Wow. My funniest thing is on my is when I came home got to work, they messed up on my computer. They put all this stupid stuff on it. They logged in. They turned my screen sideways. They changed my password. They did all that. That's the only thing they did to me. It's the only thing I've ever done. And I've messed up my friend's computer too as well. As payback, I did the same thing,
Yeah,
but
I
I
felt
made
bad.
it much harder.
Oh, you did?
I made it much harder than when he could actually reset than he did to me. That's the most I've ever done to anybody. Besides actually messing up kids, actually when they were playing video games, I logged in because they were using so much bandwidth. So what I did was I logged into my content filter and I saw, okay, this IP address is using that, so I removed it in, and I saw them playing a game, so I went in there and disabled the game. And so when they went to refresh the page, they couldn't do it. So you just see the mouse cursor going around in circles and trying to refresh the page. They tried to do it back and they click on the side and they couldn't do nothing. Those just like little funny stuff.
Yeah.
Technology career. And actually shut down the network. Because they got me mad. Certain department took me off and I just shut their network.
One time I kind of like DDoSed. There was a program called LO. I think it's LOIC or LOI. LOIC, but it's kind of like you can get in real big trouble for DDoSing though. But this was back in the day. I didn't know what I was doing. I just downloaded this app, and it was like this group of people that would like target websites, and everybody, you'd load the app and you put in the IP address, and then everybody like bombs that IP address like constantly until it drops the website and stuff. But you can get in big trouble for that. I think you can even get arrested. What's up, Rover?
Oh damn, man!
I used to be into all that kind of stuff.
Just the operating system stuff.
Yeah, man.
and I forgot the brute force attack and all that crazy.
Attack, yeah, dude. I used to do that. At one point, I was doing that when I was kind of young. I didn't know what I was doing. It was just kind of fun, but I know some of those people actually did get arrested. If you look up LOIC on Google, they actually still have the app for like I guess educational purposes. But like if you target websites and you're trying to take somebody down and you get caught, which you probably will, you can get in some pretty big trouble.
Yeah, a lot of people today they with using like a fake IP address resolution thing, like to fake their IP address,
Stuff too, dude.
but they don't realize that their gateway doesn't change. The
Right.
website might change, but if you look at hardware wise, you can't trick hardware because it's
It's really
synced to your MAC
tricky.
address. Yeah,
Yeah.
you could change it. You could change it virtually, but your hardware is set to your router. Your router set to your ISP, and your ISPs are set to out everything else out. So you can't trick those devices, but you could trick your software base. So the websites won't see it, but if they were to criminate and look into it further, they could actually point back to you. They don't
Yeah,
realize that.
they can kind of track you down, and also too, like if you use a VPN or whatever, they can like subpoena that company. Some companies kind of keep track of the original IP source, so they can kind of like if they really wanted to, they can kind of track you back. I mean, if you really think about it, there's some really like brilliant hackers that have gotten caught. So like, if you have no idea what you're doing, man, and you're just downloading some app and you're just doing something, you got to be really careful what you're doing because I mean, especially this day and age, they can track anything.
Yeah.
Have you? I mean, just another thought that I had in my head too. Have you guys ever browsed the dark net, the dark web?
No, I don't really know what that is on that side.
We don't even. The dark web is the internet that's under the regular internet. It's an anonymous internet. There's a bunch of like shady stuff that goes down there. Um, there's an app you can download for the dark web. You guys ever heard of that? I'm
I need
surprised you
to.
never heard of it.
I need to check that out.
It
You didn't
melds
know about
into
the
some
dark
funky
web?
stuff over here.
There's supposedly
This
there's been like drug sales gone down there. It's the internet that's not available to the regular common people. It's the hidden internet.
Yes, I've heard that people's social security numbers and all
Yeah,
types of
so
stuff are
security
on
stuff.
there.
Supposedly, like people, there's videos like people getting killed on there. Like
Ugh.
I've never gotten there, but supposedly, like the shady stuff that goes on in the world, it goes on in the dark net. That's where people hide, and they do all kinds of shady stuff on there.
I
Yeah,
need to check that out.
the internet is
There
a
was one
scary
time.
place.
It is, man. There was one time where I was browsing the dark web, came across this site, and it's just like I don't remember the name. Something webcams, and basically it's the site that's hacked into a bunch of like webcams all the world, people's personal webcams, cameras on the street. And I was clicking through it, and legitimately you could see people on there, dude. It was freaky, man. That's why, like, if I'm ever doing anything like that I need privacy, I block my camera, I put the camera down, because at any point, man, if somebody wants to, they could access your camera, they can see what you're doing, they can so interesting, dude.
Now Mel's got me into that, so I gotta go check out the dark web now.
Ooh, the dark web. There's a lot of YouTube videos on it too of people just like browsing the dark web, and like supposedly that's where like the killers are, like pedophile, like anything crazy you can think of, or like the hidden stuff, government secrets. The dark web is like where it's all hidden, and like some websites they don't even allow you access it. You got to know the password. You got to figure out like the algorithm. They'll start asking you like test questions and stuff, and people say too like browsing the dark web can kind of be dangerous because people can actually start looking into you and hack in your IP address and find out about you. You know, there's been stories about people like browsing the dark web where they're not supposed to go, and like the site admin will just message you, and they're like, "I know where you live. This is your address." Like, it's kind of dangerous. Surprised you guys haven't heard of that, man. The dark web is no joke,
I
bro.
have heard of it, but I didn't know there was an actual physical space for it where you could go.
Yeah, it's called Tor browser, Tor Tor browser. You download that browser. It's like an anonymous browser, And when you download the browser, it starts putting up all these proxies and this stuff to protect you. And the thing is too with that app, if you try to maximize the screen, it tells you not to maximize it, and it says because if you have your web browser maximized, they can somehow know the size of your screen, and it can somehow track back to your IP address, and they can like locate you and find out, like they can know who you are just by the size of your screen. It's crazy, dude. It's just if you download that app and you maximize the screen, it tells you a warning about like they can measure.
Hey Mel, why am I getting lag?
Yeah, I'm watching your stream right now because I have your stream up. It is lagging a little bit.
Yeah, it's this damn Chrome, I'll tell you.
Dark web, man. The dark web. Dark internet.
Yeah.
Well, if I disappear, something happens to me, it was because of the dark web. A YouTuber going to the dark web again.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Mel, I don't think your YouTube counter is working because you got people watching your stream, but the YouTube.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. It says 0, and
You might
I'm
not.
in my thing. There's 6 people here right now.
Are you signed into Streamlabs?
I think I am, dude. I don't know what's up with this. It usually refreshes and updates. For some reason,
Is your
this is not
is your
okay.
chat live on the right hand side?
Yeah.
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 Huh.
I'm not sure why the YouTube counter is not working.
I would delete it and just put a new one in.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that.
Mine works. I've got 2 viewers, and my viewer William Dow said, "Thanks for the input, guys. I like your stream." So that was pretty cool. So my stream's not quite as live, but you know, two viewers. I had 4 viewers, but you know, this is a difficult stream for people to hang on to sometimes.
It is. I have 2 on YouTube and 1 on Twitch.
I couldn't even find you on YouTube.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
I
We don't
was-
see you on
I
YouTube, dude.
I was unlisted, unfortunately. My YouTube sometimes puts me unlisted. I don't know why.
Oh.
Yo,
Yeah, I was
man.
gonna say,
telling
RJ,
you.
like you're not getting anything because you don't even show like you're streaming, dude.
I know I was tripping out because for some reason YouTube takes me straight to my beta, not my actual YouTube, and sometimes it's set to unlit my videos when I live. It's set to unlisted default. I don't know how to fix that.
There's like a big change too that some people were talking about that might be coming with YouTube. Something about like the way notifications show up or like the sub feed.
Yeah.
That's not. Do you know what's going on? Can you explain it? I'm not even sure what they're talking about. H3 was talking about it, and a lot of big YouTubers were talking about it.
Yeah, it's an experiment that YouTube is doing right now where they are putting the sub feed instead of the sub feed would normally go in chronological order,
Right.
which means when obviously each video is posted when it was actually posted. So it's like in the order that it was posted. So if I post a video today, it's going to show up. If you post a video later on, it'll show up on top of mine. But they're now saying that they're experimenting with changing it.
that.
Yes. So what people are thinking is that if YouTube doesn't want to show your video anymore, the only place they can tell people to go is the subscription box. And if YouTube takes that away from you, if you're one of those channels that YouTube doesn't want to show to other people, which I've heard Philip DeFranco complain about,
Right,
I've heard
right.
H3 complain about, then you're pretty much screwed. So the algorithm will throw you down a black hole, and your own subscribers will not find you. So that's.
All right, let me ask you this: what exactly is the sub feed? What is that? Like, is that the notification thing, or is that when you go to YouTube and it shows you the videos listed? Like, what is that?
So when you go to YouTube, there are like tabs at the top, just like if you were on your channel and you have videos, playlist.
Right.
When you're on the YouTube home screen, the YouTube home screen will show you stuff that YouTube thinks you might want to watch. But most of the time, it's not really stuff that you want to watch. They keep showing you Cobra Kai, and I keep clicking not interested, and it keeps showing me
Cobra Kai crap pisses me off. I'm so tired of that, man. Cobra Kai, I keep hitting not interested, and it still keeps popping up on my feed, dude.
Yeah, so I tweeted to YouTube about it, and then they sent me an article about how to click not interested. I was like, yeah, I clearly told you that I hit not interested 3 times. They really don't listen to what you say at all. So it's pretty much pointless at this point. It's like they're gonna do what they want, and they have the biggest video platform on the earth. So it's like we're pretty much just in for the ride, and you know. I'm still waiting for monetization. I don't think I'm ever gonna get it.
Damn, dude. Oh god, how long you been waiting now?
Well, since the 20th of uh, February.
Oh, dude, that's crazy, man.
Yeah, they said by the end of June they're hoping to get everybody. But I have a few videos about the partner program changes. So,
Yeah.
somebody told me that people that talk about YouTube in a negative way, they will put you all the way at the end.
Wow, that's good to know. That's interesting.
So
You
no
know,
more backlashing. No
I'm
more
still gonna
for
do
us.
I'm still gonna do what I do, but it really is an interesting topic because a lot of people are freaking out because YouTube's saying like, "Oh, we're just testing it; it's an experiment." But people are saying like, "Well, if you're testing it, it means you're interested in implementing it." You know, so it could really hurt like small YouTubers, people that are trying to be discovered when they change that YouTube sub feed from being chronological. You know, so it kind of sucks, dude. I don't know.
I used to
You
get a
know,
lot more views on my tech unboxings, like before the algorithm changed, like around Christmas, and then like once I got demonetized and everything, my videos like struggle to get over 100 views now. Like
dude.
like I posted the Blue Yeti video and it got a
Yeah.
thousand views, and now it just stopped getting views completely. Like
You got
it's
1,000 on your Blue Yeti?
yeah, but then
Oh,
now
that's
it's
pretty good.
but now it's just stopped completely. Like
Damn.
it's at 1,100, and it was at 1,000 views like 3 months ago. So it's like something happened in the algorithm where it stopped promoting it. It's
You
like
know, like the YouTube algorithm is really weird because let me tell you, the other day, this is what happened to me. I was browsing on YouTube and I kept getting this video recommended on my YouTube. It said like, I found a house for free in my property or something like that. So I'm like, why does this keep getting recommended? So I clicked on the video. The video was posted like 4 years ago, dude. It's an old ass video. And then it's this guy, like he bought a property and he found like an abandoned house. But I start to look in the comments and there's a bunch of recent comments and everybody's like, why is this video getting recommended? Like, I don't know why this video isn't. I finally clicked it. I clicked it. I clicked it. So there's like something weird going on with the algorithm that this guy's video is years old. And for some reason now it's getting recommended. And people know what's going on. I think a lot of people don't really know what's going on. And sometimes I think about it too. Like you have to be careful with what videos you remove because you never know. A couple of years from now, something could happen in the news or something, and the algorithm changes. All of a sudden, your video is getting thousands of views. And in the same way, your video, like you said, your video was popping. All of a sudden, it just dies. That happens too. You know, I don't know.
Yeah.
yeah, well, it just happened to like all my videos across the board. Like some of them
Mm.
weren't like that great anyways to begin with, but I had some videos that were pretty good. And now, I only have a few videos that get decent views, and they're all older videos. All my new videos struggle to perform. So it's like I've reached out to like Reddit and other places to share my videos because you can't rely on YouTube at all.
Very true.
It's like all that stuff with like, oh, make good thumbnails, oh, SEO, oh, make good titles, oh, do this, do that. All that gets you only so far, you know?
I totally agree with you because some of my older videos, back in the day that have like thousands of views before I even optimized it. Back in the day, I had no idea what I was doing. I would just upload a video, put some random title, put a couple of tags. I didn't even have an app to tell me what tags to put. I would just type in stuff randomly, and some of those got like thousands of views. So sometimes too, I think it's a little bit more than just title and tags. Sometimes it's timing or luck too, it seems like. Because there's some videos that I really didn't put any effort in, in the title or tags or anything. It just got thousands of views. I don't know, dude.
Very true.
I'm gonna use the restroom real quick.
It's like my video. My bowling video, the one I broke a bowling pin, that one I've actually uploaded it in November. It didn't go viral till March. From March till today, it has about 14,000 views.
Wow.
That one just went viral. I was getting almost for that one. I was almost getting like what 1,000, 12 or 1,200 views a month, something like that.
Yeah, well, you just never know what's gonna pop off. I did a video about a television and how I didn't like what was on the box, and it got 18,000 views. So it's like, and I really didn't expect that video to get any views, and now it's like my live stream that I did the other day got 47 views. So it's like, you know, it's weird. The live streams sometimes are getting more views than my regular. And then I did a live stream the other day, it got 360 views.
Damn.
Yeah.
What are you guys talking about? The live streams?
Yeah, my live streams are getting more views than my videos.
So weird because I did a test the other day where I was like, I did a live stream and I did a direct video, and they're both the same video, but the video that I uploaded was like 2 minutes. It was like very like to the point, and that video has 600 views, while the live stream only has like 100 views.
Yeah, it's tough to optimize the live stream. Like, I don't know how to edit these live streams after I'm done. I need to figure that out.
Yeah, it's a little tough. It's kind of tough. The YouTube editor really isn't good. It's very bulky. They really need to update it.
I can only edit the beginning and the end of the video, so I don't really know how you edit the middle or like.
There's a way to do it. There's a guy that made a really great video, like a 2-3 minute video.
Because
if you search it on YouTube, he'll tell you how to do it.
Because they took out the real editor. Remember when I was like, "Oh, I figured it out." They don't have that editor anymore that I was telling you about. Like, they took that out of the Creator Studio. Yeah, I'm looking at some of my videos. A video I posted in April got 1,300 views. The Samsung U Flex video. Comparison videos seem to be where it's at.
Yeah, yo, dude, I had a couple of videos that I've done comparison videos, and they've actually pulled a lot of views. Sometimes doing something a little bit different pulls in views.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah, this so weird, man. This Blue Yeti video, man, I looked at it like last week and it had the same amount of views that it has now. Something happened and it's just not getting out there anymore. I don't know.
A Blue Yeti video is pretty tough. I'm looking at mine now. It has 235 views. You have like 1,000 views. Blue Yeti is a very like tough competitive video because there's so many Blue Yeti videos out there.
Yes.
So it's kind of tough to really pull in views unless you have a really big audience. So the fact that you even pulled 1,000 on that, I think that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Or just go straight down through.
Just turn your GPS and go straight. With the audience retention. Well, I got featured in the top 5 on that video. I got featured in SYT's top 5, and that was the video that I got picked for. End the stream and it will take you.
Damn, RJ, what happened, bro? What's going on with you? RJ?
Yeah.
Are you good?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get going. Yeah, because my girl, I have to go down with my girl at work.
Okay, all right, dude.
So yeah, we took over a little over an hour, almost a little over an hour. So I don't know if y'all want to continue talking, and I'll leave this live stream open.
Up to you. Maybe we'll talk for a little bit more, and then we'll probably end.
I'll probably just end my stream because y'all streaming on y'all's own.
All right.
So y'all should be good. So it was nice talking to y'all, and I'll be available after the next 45 minutes. So if y'all want to call me back, or you want to talk more,
yeah, hit me up.
So, and then maybe we could discuss anything y'all want to discuss on YouTube that maybe something we all learn something new.
All right, dude.
So show.
See
Peace.
y'all later, and hope you make sure y'all subscribe to my channel, turn on post notification, and like this video, guys. See y'all on the next Tech Talk on my side.
Peace.
Peace.
Peace out.
Now.
I do like Discord, I just don't like the fact that it's lagging. So if I could get it to work like in the application, I'd be all set.
I like Discord too. It seems like it makes it a little bit easier. I mean, I like Google Hangouts, but the problem with Google Hangouts is like, you know, that whole video problem we had that like only the host or whatever gets like the main camera or whatever. So that's why I like Discord, but I am getting a little bit like lag on my end too.
Yeah, I know this stream is going to be hard for people to watch because it's hard for me to look at just now. Like, because every time, like, I like to see smooth video. This looks like it might be like 10 frames per second, and then it gets streamed out at like 60 or whatever, 30. So it's going to look pretty bad, but hopefully it's not too bad. So let me just say, thanks for coming on live stream, man. I've been missing your streams, IckedMel. My fiance and I, we listen to your streams. Every time you go live, she goes on her phone and I put you on the TV.
Really?
Yo,
I appreciate that, man.
We love your streams.
Oh, thanks, man. You know, sometimes they're not that great, and sometimes I make mistakes, and I'm all over the place. But I just keep trying to practice. I do appreciate that, man.
Even that no fap one was awkward and everything, but it was awesome.
I did that video, and I was like, I know people are gonna be like, "Yo, what the hell is Mel doing? What is he?" I know. I feel like my girlfriend was probably gonna say something. She didn't say anything to me, but I feel like she probably was thinking it. Like, what the hell is this? And I was gonna make a video on that topic too.
I would never make a topic on that because then it opens up a line of discussion for like you with your girl, you with other people. It's like I don't even want to get into that.
Yeah, no, it can be like a slippery slope. Sometimes what you say here on YouTube can kind of come back for you after, and I've had that happen to me before. You know.
Oh yeah, I bet, man. I bet.
I was looking at this the Pixel. Have you heard of the Pixel? Have you ever messed around with it?
I've never messed around with it other than like at Verizon. I played around with it a little bit.
Yeah.
Seems like a halfway decent phone. I know a lot of people use it as their daily driver. I think it's definitely a cool option, but a Samsung just packs in a lot more for the price, I think.
Yeah, Samsung just has like a bunch of features. I used to be a really big HTC fan. I don't know if you heard of HTC.
They have a new phone coming out.
Really?
Yeah, I heard about it the other day, and it has like something new. I can't remember what it was, but it has something that people would be excited for.
HTC kind of really let me down. They used to be like the innovators. They used to bring like the latest technology. They would take chances on their products, the dual speaker, like all this kind of different software technology. They took chances on, and then at one point they just stopped doing that. And at one point they just started like selling crappy products, and that's when I had to like stop. And then they had all these company problems. I think they were going like bankrupt and like all these different things that were happening to them, and they were losing money. So that's when I switched over to Samsung, man, and I was just like, I'm done with the crap, you know.
Yeah, man. I've been like Samsung since the Note 3, and I could like switch out my battery. I loved it, and then Samsung took away the external battery, so that kind of sucked. But you know.
Yeah. I've always wanted the what is it, the Plus, or what is it, the Galaxy? No, I've always wanted a Note, man. What's the difference between the Note and the Plus? Because I know you have a Plus now, right? Is there really any difference, or?
Yeah, well, the Note, now that they have the Plus, the Note is just really like has a pen. So if you draw a lot or you work on your phone a lot, the Note will make it a little easier. And the Note usually has more RAM, but now the Plus also has more RAM. So there's less and less of a gap every year. Somebody wants to come say hi.
Yeah, if anybody wants to join the Discord, I guess you can. If anybody's still here, if you have any to say, browsing the news here too, see if there's anything going on. What kind of internet do you have?
I've got Comcast.
Oh yeah. What kind of speed do you have?
I've got gigabit download and 30 up.
Okay, 30 up.
Yeah, it translates to like 40 though because I got like a badass router and modem.
Yeah. You bought your own router and modem?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I wasn't
That's
gonna
what I need
deal
to
with
do.
that. I didn't do that when I had Verizon, and it was like the biggest mistake I ever made, because I had gigabit with Verizon for 3 months, and I was getting the worst internet speeds in the world. And
Really?
yeah, and I made a video called Verizon Gigabit is super slow, and that video got a crap ton of views.
Did it? So okay, how many views did that video get? And I also want to know the Verizon internet. You're talking about not on your phone, but you actually had like an internet service for your home through Verizon?
Yeah,
Really? And it sucked.
yeah.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, well, it didn't suck. It was the modem that Verizon gave me, because they had just gotten gigabit.
Okay.
Let's see here. Views. It got 633 views just in the past 28 days.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Let's see the lifetime. 8,000.6 thousand. It's been pretty steady since I made it, and it's got about 28% audience retention.
Well, I guess we'll end off the stream then. It's been a little bit over an hour. I think we had a pretty good conversation. Renee had to head out. I think it was kind of funny that like he wasn't even streaming for a while. Like we kind of talked about it. And I was like, I don't see his channel on, but I guess he didn't realize his channel was unlisted or something. His video.
Yeah, I've done that before, but I was streaming by myself, so it was even worse. I had one of my friends came in from a direct link, and then Maddie's daddy came in from a direct link. So like,
Uh
I had two people in there, and it was like I was like, oh man, I just wasted like 45 minutes plus all the time I spent setting up.
yeah, dude. The other day I was streaming. Before I streamed, I did a stream, and I'm like, damn, nobody's joining. I'm like, damn, yo. I'm like, well, I guess that's what happens when you take a long time off. And then I like after about 10 minutes in, I realized like, holy shit, the stream's on private. Like,
Yeah, so even
like, oh my god.
even if you gave a link, nobody would have been able to join because it was private.
Yeah, it was private, dude. So I was just like, oh man. So I had to like shut it down and start it over.
Yeah,
Let me ask you real quick too before we end. We're about to end. We're coming to the end of the stream, but I'm just kind of curious. Uh, what is your channel about, man? Are you a tech channel? Like, where do you see your channel going? Where would you like it to go?
well, this particular channel is a tech channel. In the future, I'm going to be doing unboxings, and then I'm going to be doing reviews and setups. So like, I'm going to be helping people set stuff up and giving my opinion. Basically, I want my opinion to be taken seriously. So
Right.
I want it to be important to people, and I want to learn enough so that I'm not considered like I'm not considered like, because a lot of the other people in the technology game on YouTube have a background in IT, or they have a background in building computers, and I kind of fall in the middle there. So I do kind of less products like about computers. Like, I could do a few videos about my computer, but like, I just feel like I do a disservice when I don't know enough information. So I try to learn as much as I can for right now, and I definitely just want to get my name out there so that I can do whatever I want in video production. It doesn't necessarily have to be technology, but technology is what interests me and excites me. So I could do a technology video every day and never get bored. And I also just made my cat channel. So I'm doing that just for fun, and I'll do a video maybe once a month, and I'm doing cat products and affiliate marketing with the cat products, and it's slowly growing. I have like I think 19 subscribers. So, and then I have a gaming channel, and all that is like slow grow. You know, I'm trying to grow slowly.
That's interesting. Yeah, so the cat channel, that's pretty cool. I don't even know that I've ever seen it before. Like somebody have like a cat channel. And Maddie's daddy's asking what affiliate program
Just the
is.
Amazon affiliate program, you know, where anyone can join it, anyone can use it. Just basically, I know everyone buys cat products on Amazon because it's the cheapest place and the easiest place to shop. So I want to direct people to the products that I've researched and I've spent time reviewing and I've found the best ones, and I've used them for the past few years, and I can suggest them to people, and I can actually show my cat using them, because every time I open a box, my cat runs right to it. So just like in my cat scratcher video, before I even open the box, my cat is scratching at the box. So it's just like it's fun, fun, fun.
Maddie's daddy asks how many times did it take to get into the Amazon program? It took me at least 4 times. How many did it take you? I know it took you a couple times too.
Well, I'm not actually in the program like that. I'm not in the same program as you. I'm just in the affiliate marketing program.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, well, you actually have a like a homepage, right?
Oh, okay. You don't have that part. It's just the affiliate thing.
Yeah, I'm just an affiliate marketer, and in order to get the homepage, I think I have to get my monetization back from YouTube as well, because I think it was like 1,000 subscribers and whatever. But I think they've increased it now because a lot of people were asking for it. I've applied like 3 times and they keep saying no. But I've also made like the least amount of money with affiliate marketing. Like I've only made about $9. So that's why I wanted to make a separate channel, and that's why I'm pushing to do more videos, and I'm trying to do more unboxings, and I'm just trying to get my name out there because YouTube is not going to cut it on ad revenue. Last year I made $230 on YouTube ad revenue, and some of my videos have thousands of views, and some of them don't get many views. But that's a lot of time that I spent for $200. So that you have to open up your revenue streams. You can't just have YouTube. You can't just have Amazon. You have to open it up.
Yeah, Walmart actually has like an affiliate program. I was trying to like sign up. I never got through the whole process, but they have their own like affiliate thing on Walmart that you can get commission.
You know what? I would like that. I like Walmart. I think their prices are cheap, but I do not. Like my aunt worked there for like 35 years. She retired from there. She was a manager of the shoe department, and she never said anything bad about Walmart. But you just hear so many horror stories online about people complaining about their job there, and I see them give jobs to people with special needs. I see them create a lot of jobs for the community, but then I also saw them this year close all their Sam's Club stores on the Northeast, and with no warning to anybody. And I see them do a lot of bad stuff, so it's just kind of like a mixed bag with Walmart, you know?
That's true. Walmart does have that going on, and I also think Amazon has that going. I hear a lot of bad stories about Amazon. I hear like Amazon's like some sort of like sweatshop or whatever. Or like, I was listening to this podcast the other day, and like this guy was saying like he has a friend that works at Amazon, and like there's like some sort of timer or something, and like you have to like run and get the package that was ordered, and you have to like run and throw it like in this thing, and like there's like a timer, and if you don't meet the time you get like in trouble. Like it's like some crazy I hear the Amazon working conditions are pretty bad.
Yeah, I heard a story that somebody had to like go to the bathroom in a bottle because they had to meet some
Damn.
weird time restriction.
You see? Yeah, I hear like Amazon, dude, they time everything. Like the dude was saying, like you literally have to run from your post to post, like whatever you're doing, boom, 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 and they're timing everything. And like supposedly they're even coming up with like this little thing that like you put it on you, and if you walk in the wrong direction to what you're supposed to be doing, it's supposed to like electric, like give you a buzz, like an electric, like zzz, like
What?
yo,
Dude, I
I'm
don't know
not
about
even
that,
lying.
dude.
I heard this dude. I'm like, damn, Amazon's running some crazy like sweatshop stuff, dude.
That guy sounds like he might be a little off his rocker. They're shocking him.
Oh, and
Um,
it sounds crazy, but like even where is it in China or something? Like they have the iPhone shop where it's like they have nets around the factory so people don't jump off and kill themselves, because a lot of people were killing themselves because the working conditions were so bad that they put like these nets around the build. This is true. You can Google and look this up. They have nets around the building, dude, so you can't kill yourself.
oh my god, man, I cannot believe that. Why do, why do, and how did these places expect to keep people working there?
Or I guess some people, like especially in other countries, I guess the conditions are so bad and people just don't have a choice. Uh, that they just, you know, suicide suicide at Chinese iPhone factory reignites concern. I hear the conditions are really bad over there, man. Like they don't get paid anything, and it's just, I think you even have to like live, like you sleep on the job. Like there's like a little like, I don't know, like a little thing, a room or something. You just sleep there, you get up and you go back to work.
Yeah, that's like
Uh,
crazy, man. That's why the stuff there is so cheap because the labor is so cheap, and that's why like a lot of
yeah,
people disagree with buying stuff from there. And you know, that's why maybe imposing higher trade regulations with them may help their economy, and maybe they'll impose better wages to get more people to work or something. I don't know.
I don't know, man.
I don't really know how that stuff works, but it sounds like a terrible place to work and live.
Somebody was saying this guy from Amazon, Jeff Bezos. That's the guy that
What a guy.
saying that guy has so much money, man. Like he could like end world hunger and still like, be fine, like be rich and everything.
I heard he
That was kind of
drives like a
interesting.
98 Honda Accord or something.
Well, you know what the interesting thing about like some of those rich people is like they're very like they're not buying these heavy chains, they're not all this bling bling. They're very like frugal about their money and their spending and stuff.
Yeah,
Bill
well,
Gates too.
that's
Like
how
you
you
never see
keep
Bill
it,
Gates
you
in like
know?
some flashy stuff. Bill Gates is like in some like regular pants and shirt or whatever. Like, you know.
Yeah, I think that's just because people will hate them if they flaunt it because they have so much money that people will be like, hey, if you're going to waste it, you know, give some away or give this or do this or you're not doing enough. But like even Mark Zuckerberg, he wears t-shirts like this, but they're not actually t-shirts like this. He actually gets them custom made and they're about
Oh
like
yeah.
$500 a piece.
Damn.
Yeah. So if you think about how many t-shirts he'd have to wear or get custom made, he probably has like 20 of them or something.
Mark Zuckerberg is kind of interesting too because he has like social anxiety. And if you've ever seen any of his videos, he's very like there was one video like he's nervous, he's like twitching, he's like sweating and everything. I don't know if you've ever seen him do like live shows and stuff. So it's just kind of interesting like how somebody like that, even with social anxiety, can be like at the top of the world, you know, rich or whatever.
Yeah, I think he has more than social anxiety. I think he might be like close to like having like he has like heightened like social problems. I don't know what you would
Yeah.
call that. But like people even say that like make fun of him like H3 is always making fun of him. It's like and I wouldn't make fun of that guy because he's like the richest person in the world, you know?
Yeah.
I'd trade places with him.
You know, the interesting, fascinating thing too is like when I think of like Elon Musk, that guy, dude, like he's made it. Like that guy, he's rich, he's innovative, and he's had a lot of people tell him that like, yo, you're wasting your time. What are you doing? He's had his people that like he's looked up to, his idols, tell him that what you're doing is stupid and it's a waste of time. And he actually, the whole like the rocket shooting it into the space and like getting it back to land back on that, everybody told him he couldn't do that, and he did that. You know?
That's crazy. Yeah, he's also building that that human mover thing. Have you heard of that?
No, what's that?
It's like getting people around underground and it shoots you like at the speed of sound or something.
What?
And then as he's building it, he's taking like the bricks, the pieces of stone that he's pulling from the ground, and selling the bricks or whatever to people.
Is that it was asking what is the main kind of tech you focus on?
What is the main kind of tech that I focus on? Usually like anything that I think people might be interested in. I'll do like pretty much anything that I buy, like a cell phone, smartwatch, computer software, computers, new camera, um, pretty much anything that I think Bluetooth headphones and anything that I think people will search for, I'll make a video about that'll fall under tech. And then I used to do gaming stuff on there too, but I'm gonna move that over to a gaming channel just so it doesn't get too cluttered.
Okay. Matty Zeddy said, "You guys know much about EDM space engine NASA has been developing?" I don't know anything about that. You know?
Yeah, it's like electronic dance music inside a rocket. And I don't
I
know.
guess you're being sarcastic. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
EDM. That's what electronic dance music. That's what I was thinking of. But then he said space engine NASA is developing. Like I don't know what that's about. But hey,
No,
it could be a thing.
no, but I really do like that space exploration is coming back because for a while you didn't hear about it, and Elon Musk is getting people interested again, and that's awesome.
Let me ask you this: what do you think about the moon landing?
Um, I don't know. I don't think we would lie about it.
I don't think. Have you seen the spacecraft back in the day that they said landed on the moon? Like, have you seen the pictures?
I've seen a bunch of like the conspiracy theory like podcasts and stuff, and like my boy Neil deGrasse Tyson basically like shuts down anybody that thinks it was faked. I forget exactly what he says, but he shuts it down.
Um, in the chat here, actually, kind of true. Maddie said, RJ said all lies. Let me show you guys. Let me show you what I'm looking at. I'm gonna switch up the screen. Okay. Let me just show you guys what I'm looking at. This supposedly, I kind of think the moon landing was a hoax. I kind of think it was. I think they just did it. There was like a whole race going on between them, Russia, and maybe China. I don't know. You really want me to believe that this aluminum tinfoil thing, okay? This little thing here that flew into space went through the Van Allen belt and like went up there. They landed. And why haven't we been back there since those couple of times that we've been there? What is NASA doing? Because they haven't even been going to space. Like I guess they launched that spacecraft to Mars, but like what are they really doing? This thing here, bro.
Yeah, I can't see it.
Oh, well, you can't see it, but the other people watching can see it. Um, I don't know. There's a lot of conspiracies, man, that people just don't believe that this moon landing thing happened back where like supposedly telecommunications, like they couldn't even like they didn't even have long distance telecommunication at the time, but they were still able to fly out to space and like to the moon and then come back. I don't know.
Oh man.
I think there was something kind of fishy about that. Rover said they landed on the moon. I saw in live through a telescope. I agree. Aliens were there, so they faked the cover up. I've heard about that, like some sort of conspiracy, like there's aliens on the moon, and like there's aliens on the dark side of the moon, and that's why people don't go there anymore. Like they warned us not to go back. I've heard a lot of different conspiracies about that. Matt Izzetti said, I think there are some top secret space development programs going on right now.
What about those lights over Phoenix that happened in the 90s? And like they said that they were flares, and like they don't look anything like flares.
I think I know what you're talking about. Let me see. Let me see if I can pull it up. Over Phoenix, right?
Yeah, lights over Phoenix. There's like a whole thing about that, and it was pretty crazy. It was they had like a whole complex video about it, and like for some reason I watched some of it. Maybe not complex. It was one of those shows, one of those things
I
on
remember
YouTube.
this. Let me show the group that's watching this stream. Let me show you guys. That's what he's talking. Wasn't he even on the news? I think it was like even on the news or something.
Yeah, no, it was all over the news, and then the governor came on stage and brought the alien on stage, and said, "Oh, this is what happened," and he brought the fake alien on stage.
Daddy said Dark Side of the Moon, Pink Floyd. I didn't know he made a song called Dark Side of the Moon. What do you guys think? You know what's another conspiracy that's kind of catching some sort of traction is the flat Earth. What do you guys think about that, man? Flat people believe that the Earth is flat.
Yeah, I think that's crazy, man. I watched one of those YouTube videos, and you know, it's just like the guy is out there. You know, he's out there.
I think the whole flat Earth conspiracy is actually pretty interesting. Everything to me physically, like mentally, tells it feels like the Earth is flat. It doesn't feel like it's round. But it sounds crazy to even say that. But there's people that are out there that they really defend the whole. You know, Antarctica has like this treaty. It's the only treaty that all these countries have. They have like an Antarctica treaty that nobody's supposed to go out there and explore. Only thing you can do in Antarctica is like they have like these tours that you can go on, these like controlled tours, and that's it. You can't go on your own tour. People have been arrested and they've been taken away for going to Antarctica. And people believe like it's the edge of the world or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
One of the interesting concepts too that this one guy was talking about, I was listening to this podcast today, and this guy's like, if space is a vacuum, okay, and Earth doesn't have a vacuum, physically, like, if there's a vacuum, space should suck up all the vacuum that's on Earth, all the oxygen, everything. How is there no physical barrier between Earth and space is a vacuum? There's no oxygen. Do you know what happens when there's a vacuum? I've had like, because I used to work in a hospital. When there's a vacuum inside of a vial, anything you put in there or anything you put against it gets sucked in because there's a vacuum. So one of the arguments this guy was making was like, if space is a complete vacuum, how is the Earth's like air and everything not getting like sucked out?
Well, we have an atmosphere.
What is an atmosphere, dude?
It's like
It's not anything physical. It's not anything that's a barrier.
Well, it's different layers of stuff. That is, it's just like, you know, it just happened, you know, and it's like Christopher Columbus sailed across the earth. That as long ago as time can be recorded, and if the earth was flat, America may not have been discovered by Christopher Columbus.
The thing is, a lot of times too with this stuff, like history and like what they tell us about the world, like we don't even know that for a fact. That's just what they told us when we grew up, when we went to school. Like that's just what they tell us, and we just take it. Like that's what it is, you know. I don't know, man. Do you believe in aliens?
Yeah, I think there has to be something else out there. I mean, I'm like in a mix where like I'm just kind of confused about like how we got here. Did we materialize from a piece of nothing, you know? Because at the rate we're going and the way the world is changing, and seems like there's a lot of evil in the world, it does kind of seem like it's the end times or whatever. But at the same time, you know, it does seem like evolution as well. So I don't usually get into politics and everything, but I'm a strong
Yeah.
believer in evolution, and I believe that if we have evolved, then uh, aliens must be out there as well. So space is way too big for there not to be.
Do you believe in like the Big Bang theory? Like, okay, just one day this asteroid or meteor hit Earth, and like there was like this magical compound of molecules and chemicals, and all of a sudden that's what created mankind, and then mankind just started to evolve from monkeys or whatever, and we evolved. Do you have that kind of like philosophical?
I just
Approach?
don't have the knowledge to back that up because I am not studied in science and mathematics. So, like, I'm a person who I believe what I see and I believe what
Yeah.
I know. So, like, I can't tell you that I really believe in that, but I do see similarities in different animals, and I have, you know, I can't tell you that dinosaurs really existed. I can't tell you, you know, but there is somewhat of proof, somewhat, that they tell us that this stuff has happened. So I tend to believe some of the stuff that is said, and you know, if we did evolve from monkeys, why are the monkeys still here? You know, just
True, true. That's a question that a lot of people ask, like, why isn't evolution still happening? But some people say that it is, but it takes a really long time. You
no,
know,
it definitely takes a long time. Like we don't use like what is it? We don't use that thing that we appendix that we used to use
right?
to
What was that
digest
for? Is that
raw
for
meat.
meat? Like raw
Yeah,
meat? Yeah, yeah.
digest raw meat. And but still, sometimes your appendix bursts and you have to get it removed. So it's like we're still evolving. Like maybe eventually kids will be born and they won't have that, or it'll be so small that it won't burst or cause issues.
You know what's interesting too is that they used to say like human brains at one point, like in evolution, small, and then it started to expand, and some people were saying create fire because they say when you they were able to create fire and they cook food that it makes food like more nutrient dense and stuff. Or some people were saying too, like maybe psilocybin, which is mushrooms, like made the mankind's brains like evolve and get bigger.
Mushrooms?
Yeah,
Like
they used to.
psychedelic mushrooms?
Yeah, psychedelic. Yeah,
Really?
yeah. They were saying back in the day, people they used to eat mushrooms and like other hallucinogenic stuff, and some people believe that's where like the whole religion or God and like all these thoughts came from. Was people like back in the day, like tripping or whatever, and some of the stuff. So
Sounds about right.
you know, it's interesting too. Is some people even believe that like dinosaurs is a conspiracy, a whole dinosaur conspiracy, where people believe that like dinosaurs aren't even real. That like,
I feel like there's no reason for them to make that up because it causes chaos and systematic belief of you know, religion and history. It's like, all right, now we have dinosaurs. It kind of screws up every agenda that they want to push, you know, because
yeah, I'm not sure why this whole why it would be made up. This one guy was saying dinosaur and that like in the museums that like dinosaurs, the skeletons and stuff, it's all replicas. They can't have like the actual stuff. So nobody's actually even looking at a real dinosaur skeleton. But at the same time, it's like, why even make that up? Like, what would be the point in making up dinosaurs?
yeah,
Does the Bible even talk about dinosaurs? Like,
no.
what is the dinosaur purpose, and why doesn't the Bible mention? I don't know. Like, what?
They certainly talk about beasts and the devil and all sorts of stuff, you know. Maybe there was like a hell on earth or who knows, you know.
Yeah, interesting. Yo, in the Old Testament, the Bible too, that stuff was harsh, dude. Like the Old Testament, they'd like stone you to death, they'd kill you. Getting a haircut was like a sin in the Old Testament. There's like really weird stuff, dude,
Yeah.
about some of this religious stuff. It's like cutting your hair was actually a sin back then, dude.
Yeah, you got I don't but really know, but it was like Adam was like, there was like such a close family from like the first people, they were all related.
I don't know, man. But this has definitely been an interesting stream. Somehow we shifted into conspiracies, like life and like all this different stuff. But
Yeah, I just want on one note, I feel like once you get into one conspiracy theory, I feel like you have to consider them all. And I
right,
feel like a lot of conspiracy theories are based on like racism and like just like systematic oppression. Like I've heard a lot of people's thoughts on these conspiracy theories, and like a lot of them are really whacked out. That's why like I can't get into any of them because it's like there's always one thing that sounds completely crazy.
are you not really into conspiracies?
No, no.
What do you think about 9/11? Inside job or no? That was just totally legit.
Um, I don't know. It's just so tough. I mean, it's so
It is tough.
diabolical.
It is tough.
I watched a video the other day on Netflix, and it shows all the people jumping out of the window, and it
Oh my
shows
god, dude! I saw that too. It's crazy. It's so
I
intense.
was sitting there like crying like a baby, and like I can't imagine like anybody planning that. Like I
I
have,
saw I saw those videos too, dude, and I was just like thinking like what must be going through people's minds that like it's so bad. There's a fire, I guess people are burning, dying to the point where you jump out of a building. I saw some of those clips. That's
did
crazy,
you
dude.
see the documentary on Netflix?
No, I saw a documentary called Loose Change, which is really
Yeah,
popular on YouTube,
yeah,
but I
I
didn't see
saw
it.
that too a while ago. But this documentary is all about the phone calls, text messages, and emails that the people that were in the building sent to their family before they jumped out of the building, or before the last words that they sent before they died. And a
You know what
lot
it's
of,
called?
jeez,
The
I think it
9/11
was
truth,
like the
lies,
the
and conspiracies. The last
the
words.
the man who jumped out the window, or it's all about the one picture that they have of a guy like jumping out of the window making a weird pose that was like in all the newspapers.
Check that out.
Yeah, it was kind of tough to watch, but it had me really sad before I went to sleep.
Damn, dude.
And then they have the chef there that worked at the restaurant. He was supposed to go into work, but he had a doctor's appointment. He was running late and he didn't make it in, and everybody at his job died.
Damn, dude. Yeah, I heard of stories like that. Like there was people that like were supposed to be in that building that they were like supposed to go to work and like didn't go off chance. Like how freaky is that to know that like you were supposed to go somewhere and that's where like a mass casualty happened where a bunch of people died, you know? It's probably pretty crazy to even think about.
Yeah, man, it just makes me, really grateful. It seems like you're more likely to have something crazy like that happen when you live in a city like New York or something. I don't know. Not
It's
that
actually
crazy, but it seems like a lot of crazy stuff happens over there.
it's actually the reason we left New York because I was actually in New York during 9/11 when it happened. I was in high school. My mom was working in Manhattan and my sister was I think in school too. And like my mom literally came out of the subway station. I guess when the first plane hit, or I don't know if it was the first or second plane, and people were running and like she said that like when things like that happen, man, where it's like a disaster, everybody just cares about themselves. Like she said, like some pregnant woman fell on the floor. People were kind of like running past her, pushing each other, stomping on each other. You know, like people just become like animals because it's all survival or whatever. And she was lucky enough to like catch a cab out of New York before they closed the bridges and stuff.
Oh my
And like
god.
Yeah, it was insane, dude. And she came to my school. She got my sister, and she came to my school, and I didn't know what was going on. I saw something on the news, but then all the internet went out. I wasn't even in the same city as like I was in Queens, and it happened in Manhattan. The internet.
That's weird. They shut the whole internet down.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. Internet went out. Cell phone service wasn't really working. I don't know what happened. Everything was. It was like a blackout.
It's
And
weird. It's like they
my
don't
mom
want
came.
anyone to be able to communicate.
That's what I'm wondering. I'm not sure because even when I got home that day, the internet wasn't really working. It was kind of on and off. It was like very spotty. It was like a complete blackout. I don't know if it was intentional or just happened. I don't know. And she came to the school that day and she was completely barefoot. Like my mom ran, dude. Like it was like all survival kind of shit, dude. She came to the school to pick me up. She was barefoot and she was like, "Let's go." And then I
Wow.
went home and we heard it on the news, and it was kind of crazy, man. It was really intense, and that's why we left because my mom was completely paranoid about us going anywhere to go hang out or do activities. She didn't want us going anywhere.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. I would be completely scared too. I would want to get the hell out of there as well.
It's so crowded over there. Like it's literally people on top of people, man. Like you can't go anywhere. It's like you can't even breathe without somebody being on top of you. So it's can't even.
Yeah,
Oh
expensive apartments too.
yeah. You ever heard of MK Ultra?
Yeah, I think so. What is it?
That's like that was that whole mind control thing they were doing back in the day. Project MK Ultra, the CIA mind control program, was a program where they were using like LSD and they were giving it to people. They were using it to try to like mind control people, and this was something that they actually did here in the U.S. before it was
Yeah,
like banned and stuff.
I have heard of that. It's completely
Dude,
nuts.
it's crazy. So it's like sometimes like you don't want to believe in these conspiracies or that, like we would do something crazy, but like this is official, dude. Look up MK Ultra.
Yeah, well, they also gave ecstasy to depressed people to try to, get them to talk about their problems and get them
Right.
like in therapy sessions. So it's like before they find out what a drug really does, they are willing to test it out.
That's true, and I heard that actually does work. It's not legal, but it actually does work. The ecstasy and like some therapists use it. I even heard that mushrooms, like low doses of mushrooms, like some therapists use that for
Yeah, the problem with drugs is when you use ecstasy and MDMA, it releases all of your serotonin at the same
right.
time. So
Hmm.
it makes you feel really good, but then afterwards you get hit with a big piece of
Yeah, like
depression.
depression. Yeah, yeah.
So if they had MDMA, that could release your serotonin, and then another part of the medication which would rebuild your serotonin and then release it again, then you would have a bunch of happy, crazy people.
Right, right. No, that's true. I've read a lot about MDMA, and it was like very therapeutic, but at the same time, like you're saying, it does release a ton of like serotonin. Like you'll feel like the best you've ever felt in your life, but then it's like you have to pay the price after, and it's like a come down, and you might be for like a couple of days or even a week just depressed, like just
I could tell you a lot about it.
ditto. And then especially if somebody already has like some sort of mental problem, if you don't have any mental problem, you'll probably be okay. It's not probably not that big of a deal. But if you have like mental problems or like you already suffer from depression, might want to like kill yourself or something after you come off that stuff.
Yeah, because
Like,
like you won't be able to sleep. It like changes the
yeah,
way your brain reacts. I when I was younger, like 15, I messed around with a lot of stuff, and when I was like 17, I was having a lot of problems with like depression and mood instability. I wasn't able to sleep anymore. I had a lot of problems, but I was able to get over it by like stopping doing that stuff.
yeah, yeah. It's interesting too, because like even with like alcohol, you can like fall into that. Like the thing with alcohol, which I have a ton. I have a lot of experience with a lot of different things, but like alcohol, it's kind of interesting because like moment, like you feel good, but like alcohol is like a depressant too. So like sometimes like the day after or 2 days after, it's like you feel really like down. And alcohol kind of, I think alcohol releases serotonin also.
Yeah, it's
And then it's
probably
like
at
after.
in lower levels, but alcohol is a depressant, so supposedly it'll make you feel down like right away, but makes people feel good somehow.
But the interesting about that is like alcohol is legal, cigarettes are legal, but some of these other like drugs
Well,
are legal.
because they kill you slowly.
What does the other drugs or
Alcohol and
right? Yeah, I guess
cigarettes.
so. Yeah, that's true.
They kill you slowly and they're taxable.
Exactly, and that's what it's about. Taxable, man. Like making a profit for the government, right?
Yeah,
Like,
it's all about how much money the government can make. Like just like with these electronic cigarettes, it's like if the government can't make money off of it, the FDA is trying to ban electronic cigarettes right now, and yeah, it's completely crazy. There's certain states that are banning all flavors, which
really, they're banning electronic cigarettes.
oh yeah, they're trying to. Uh, and there's all sorts of news articles that have come out in the past few weeks. I was going for a ride in the car with my fiance's grandparents, and they said they heard a news article that vaping was bad, and
Mm-hmm.
they could get wet lung from breathing it in. And I looked up the article because I was curious, and it turns out that wet lung is a made up term. It doesn't exist. It's not a real health condition. And the girl that was in the hospital in the news article had an allergic reaction to, they don't even know what it
Mm-hmm.
was, but they spun the article around.
It's just it's really interesting. A lot of stuff has worked out like that. Like even MDMA has had a lot of like bad MDMA. Really, man, if you get actual legit stuff, it's not gonna really mess you up. But the thing is, a lot of times people mix it up with other chemicals and cut it up or whatever. But like the whole vaping and cigarettes, um, that's surprising to me because like you're saying, I've read a couple of articles where like they were saying electronic cigarettes are dangerous. There's even like some articles saying there's more chemicals in it than the regular cigarettes, and like then there's like some of them that are like turning on fire or blowing up or something. There was like a whole like campaign
Yeah,
about electronic cigarettes,
there's a whole
and I thought it was supposed to
campaign.
be better though.
Well, it is. It's 90 something% less harmful than cigarettes. The United Nations has picked up electronic cigarettes as the official way to quit smoking, as the best way to quit smoking. So, would you rather do something that's going to kill you 90%, or would you rather do something that's 98% less harmful?
Yeah,
It's
no, of
just like
course. Yeah.
I think three of them have had explosions, and
Right.
for whatever reason, whatever ones those people bought or whatever they did, not saying that they did something, but I don't know the full story for each particular one. But they are batteries, and cell phone batteries explode. Regular AA batteries explode. Batteries explode all the time. But when you're talking about an electronic cigarette, you're heating up something, so the batteries get a lot more exposure to heat.
No,
So
I used to. I don't know if you ever tried. You ever tried chewing tobacco?
yeah, I have. I used to use chewing tobacco while I smoked a cigarette, and
Damn,
yeah,
dude, that's hardcore, dude. That's as hardcore as hell. Oh my god.
yeah.
I've tried it a couple times. I have a friend that's really into it,
Stop
and like
that.
we would always be gaming. He'd be like spitting into like a water bottle or something, always chewing. And then one day I was like, because I'm a very curious person, I like to try different things and to see what happens. It's just kind of one of my faults. But I tried it for a brief period of time, and like, damn, dude, that stuff messes you up. Like, it's strong. It's like, especially if you've never done it before, it's very concentrated. You get like lightheaded,
Yeah, that's the nicotine, and
dude.
it's really nasty spitting that
Oh,
black
it's so
water
nasty.
into
Yeah,
stuff. It's
it's so nasty.
disgusting, man, and it rots your teeth, rots your
Yeah,
gums.
yeah. I'm glad I never had like any kind of like habit or addiction to it. I know people that do. It's pretty nasty stuff, man. And it smells, and like you're saying, the water and all this stuff, and it's really supposed to be really, really bad for you too because it's so concentrated. So
Well, you need your teeth and you need your gums, and anything that causes cancer I don't want to do, but it seems like a lot of things cause cancer nowadays, so it's really tough.
a lot of things, man, like all the stuff that's in our food, all the processed foods that we eat, all the chemicals. I mean, the funny thing about life is like there was even like a recent like a outbreak in like lettuce. I think it was like E. coli or something. So like let's say you're trying to be healthy and you're just trying to eat lettuce. Well shit, that can kill you too and put you in the hospital. There was like a huge outbreak for lettuce, dude, with E. coli
That is
throughout the
crazy,
United
man.
States. So like sometimes like you're trying to do the right thing and it's like even doing the right thing can sometimes
It's impossible
end you.
sometimes, it feels
Yeah.
like. Then there was another Netflix special on processed meats like ham and pepperoni, and supposedly those have carcinogens in them,
Carcinogens. Yeah.
and they cause cancer as well. So
Yeah.
now you can't eat deli meats.
Yeah, it was a really. I think I know which one you're talking about. I'm trying to remember.
It's called like health me or
Yeah.
something like
That was
that.
a really big one, and it's kind of scary, man. Uh, I can't go vegan either, though. That's not gonna
No,
happen. So
I love meat. I love a nice bloody steak. Steak
yeah.
in A1 is like,
Well,
oh, that's my
well,
favorite.
I love A1 too, but I think because of the way I was raised, my steak has to be well done. I've never been into like the medium rare stuff or whatever.
You don't like blood?
People say that that's the best way to have it, though.
Yeah, well, it depends on the steak, If you get like a ribeye, medium rare is the best way to have it. If you get like a sirloin, maybe like a medium, but some people like their sirloin medium rare. It's just it's a lot easier to chew. Once you get into medium and well done, steak gets a lot chewier, and you also start getting carcinogens.
Wait, you start getting carcinogens the more it's cooked?
Yeah. The more you
Interesting.
burn your food, the more likely it is to have carcinogens.
Wow. Rover said, "Well done, no pink." RJ said, "I eat mine medium rare." It was instilled in me growing up to have my meat well done and really overcooked so much
What?
that my mom, even when she goes to restaurants and like she orders eggs, she tells them well done.
Why
Like she
was it instilled in you?
it's just the way my mom, I don't know, like Spanish parents, I don't know, my mom's just like, oh, make sure it's cooked, it has to be well done because you can get sick, you can
Is
get
your
like whatever kind of disease.
is your
That's how I
mom
grew up.
from here?
No, she's from the Dominican Republic.
Okay.
She's very old fashioned, so I don't know if that has part to do with it. But I have a lot of friends that are like meat lovers, and they say like Mel, like when you overcook the meat well done, you don't know what you're missing out on, dude. Like it needs to be like medium or.
Well, also it depends on what area you're from, where you're from, where you were brought up. Some people didn't have a lot of money growing up and their parents maybe didn't get the best quality of meat. Some people may not have had the privilege of living in an area where they could get good meat. So those are things that you have to think about. It's not so certain cultures don't eat medium rare. It's just not in the culture for whatever reason. It might not be that they can't get good meat. It's just passed over from years and years and years or whatever. It doesn't have to be about what they can get now.
True. Have you ever tried grass-fed meat?
I have.
Tell me
Honestly,
there's not a difference.
I don't know. I didn't notice a difference,
You didn't
man.
notice a difference? I
No.
noticed. Maybe it's just in my head. Maybe it's like a mental thing. I thought I
Well,
noticed a difference.
with me, with comparisons, my memory is so bad that like I would have to have a piece and a piece next to each other to be able to really tell. Because I bought grass fed from like a store and it was like almost like $3 or $4 more each steak, and I was like, I can't say that this is worth it.
What's interesting too, like sometimes like in life too, because like I was actually talking to somebody the other day about like expensive restaurants versus like regular cheap restaurants, and like one of my favorite places to eat is Chili's. I told RJ this, like, yo, if you ever come down, let's go to Chili's. I love Chili's. The food is always good. It's always on point. It's not expensive. They have decent drinks. I went. There was my girlfriend, one of her birthdays. I took her and her friends to this like expensive restaurant called here in Fort Lauderdale. We went there and it was very nice. It was very nice ambiance. And like I think one of the first things we ordered, it was like duck or something. It was my first time trying duck. The shit sucked.
Duck
And
is kind
then
of tough.
it's a
like,
little tough. It
yeah.
sucked. And then we got like the main course. I don't even remember what I ordered. Dude, this shit sucked. Sometimes spending all this money and like all this whatever, it's just not even worth it sometimes. You can get sometimes the same or better quality depending on where you go at other places.
Yeah, I don't know. I've had some bad experiences at Chili's. One time I went for a date.
No, how dare you?
One time
I'm
I
trying to
went
get
for a
sponsored,
date.
bro, by Chili's.
Yeah, really. I went for a date there one time, and the waitress was like getting all extra jiggy with me, and
Really?
yeah, she like came and sat down next to me, and
What?
yeah, and like my girlfriend was getting all upset.
Yeah, my girl, that wouldn't even fly. My girlfriend was there, and the waiter came and sat next to me. What, dude?
Yeah, why would she get upset?
My girl would, yeah, that wouldn't fly.
Oh,
If it was the
alright.
other way around too, it wouldn't fly. If there was a guy coming to sit next to us, like the waiter, and we're at dinner, like, oh
Because
no,
like
dude.
it seemed like she was just being friendly, but you know, I agreed with her and everything.
Oh boy, yeah, you must have been in hot water. You
Yeah,
agree with who, the waiter or your girlfriend?
no, like I said, I think she's just being friendly, but I
Oh,
agree
okay.
with you. You know.
You know, that's the thing too. Sometimes, like me, I know personally, I'm kind of, I don't pick up on that stuff sometimes, you know. So
Yeah, I don't think guys really do, anyways. But girls notice it a lot more. But like I don't. As long as like you know, like my fiance now, you know, she's a great person. I know that she wouldn't do anything like that. It's just not in her character. So it's
right,
like, you know, I don't worry about stuff like that. I just like if a guy talks to her or she has a guy friend, it's like not the end of the world for me. It's like,
right,
you know, I don't know. I just feel like everybody deserves to have friends, and if your only
right.
friend could be a guy, you know, so be it.
I think too with like time, you know, like being a certain amount of time and building that relationship and building.
Uh-oh. Something happened to the audio.
Yeah, what's going on with the audio, bro?
Oh, it came back.
Oh, okay.
Man, Google Chrome is like my enemy.
I don't know why you're having problems with Google Chrome, man. Google Chrome always works for me. It's fast, it's light. I never really have any issues. Uh, if it's like a hardware thing or like a software thing for you on your end, I don't
It
know.
might
It's
not be
weird.
optimized for Ryzen yet. I do have a pretty new CPU, but it should be working fine.
You have AMD or Intel? I bet you got
AMD,
AMD. Yeah,
yeah.
AMD. I used to back in the day when I used to build computers all the time, and I was spending all my. I would always get AMD, and I like AMD because AMD is cheaper, it's more affordable, and a lot of times it goes faster, and you can overclock it. But the problem with AMD is that it does overheat a lot more than Intel. Intel seems to be like a more reliable kind of CPU. It can be pretty fast, but there's not really. I think you can overclock it, but it's just not as crazy as AMD.
Well, Intel, you have to pay to overclock it. They have specialized K
Uh,
chips that you can overclock. And AMD has caught up in the past year. They actually have almost 50% of the CPU market now.
Damn, really?
Yeah,
Oh snap!
they caught up last year with the introduction of Ryzen because they came out with 6-core, 12-thread CPUs for cheaper than Intel, so people
Right,
started buying it. But a
right.
lot of things aren't optimized for core-heavy applications. They disrupted the CPU market so much that Intel released 2 CPUs this year, like 2 lines.
Damn. Wow.
Yeah.
So they're pushing.
Yep.
Yeah, AMD. I've always been a fan of AMD because it's kind of more affordable and it's
Hold
more
on.
customizable.
Hold on 1 second.
Okay. Have your phone on silent,
Hold
man.
on.
We're at a meeting. I'm just kidding.
I'm
I
streaming right
almost feel
now.
like AMD is like Android and Intel's like
Okay, I love you.
iPhone or something. Almost sometimes think about that comparison. So I don't know. Rover said CPU don't care as long as it does what it's designed to do. That's true. I would say though that the only thing with AMD is that a couple times, if you guys ever seen a processor, if you guys ever removed the processor, between the processor and like the motherboard, like where it plugs into, there's what are you doing?
Oh no, sometimes
Is
this
less.
camera is like it starts
You there, bro?
overheating.
Oh wait, is that a processor you had in your hand? Or what is that?
No, sometimes this camera, like after you start streaming for a while, it'll start overheating. And
Oh.
it's like I have to refocus it.
Oh, that's what you're doing. Okay. I was like, what are you doing?
It might
Oh
be
shit.
this chroma cam too.
With AMD, what I've noticed, like I was saying, the heating thing, it does like overheat, and a couple of times on the AMD processors, there between the processor and like the motherboard, there's like a paste. It's called a thermal paste. I don't know if you
Yep.
guys have ever applied that. Have you ever messed with that, Pizzles?
Well, I had to take off my cooler before I sent my computer back to check to see if there was thermal paste on it because
Right.
when CyberPower sent back my PC, it was overheating to almost 90 degrees Celsius.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rover said many times, and RJ said I do it all the time. So anybody that's opened up a computer and you've been inside a computer and you mess with the processor, you guys already know this. So a couple of times on AMD, that paste has completely worn out, and it causes your processor to overheat and all this stuff. So a couple of times I had to go in there and I had to like. I think one of the more popular pastes is called Arctic something. Arctic something. Arctic.
You can buy thermal paste that has pieces of like specialized metal in it that'll cost you like $100 or something.
Really?
Yeah,
Damn.
they have like crazy thermal paste now.
I didn't know that. See, I'm kind of out of date with the technology, the old school stuff. The Arctic Silver, you can buy it. Let me share the screen with you guys so you can see what I'm looking at. That's you guys already know what I'm talking about if you guys already dealt with this. But yeah, you would buy these little things. It's like $6.99, $4.99, $7, whatever. And you put it on your little thing's really important. Oh, here's a picture actually. And they also the thing that I was also told about this paste is you shouldn't put like a bunch and like a thick layer. I hear, and maybe you guys can tell me since you guys have done this yourself, you're supposed to put like a thin layer of paste, not really thick, globby layer. It's supposed to be thin application, so it's not too much.
Yeah, you're supposed to do like a few little blobs, but it's supposed to cover the whole heat sink. So like you have to put enough, but not too much.
Yeah. That's what I heard too. Not too much, just a little bit. Rover said clean it with IPA. What's IPA? I don't know what that is. Dry it, then apply a drop or two. What's IPA? Let me look that up. Really loved. I One of the things I really did enjoy was like building computers and putting money in that. Really, if you wanted to do, unless you're selling the computer too, then you can maybe make money. But like, it seems like IT, networking, security, it seems like that's where all the money's at.
Just wanted to change my camera to actually see if it was that was causing the lag. I changed that like background replacement software, but it doesn't seem to be what's causing the issue.
Lagging on your end over there? Let me see. Lagging. What I wonder about your stream though, I wonder if the audio is lagging or is it just the video? Because like even if the video's lagging, it's not that bad. But if you have audio lagging on your stream, then that just messes up the whole.
No, I think it's just it's definitely, well, go ahead and talk.
Ooh, audio check.
Yeah, I think your audio might be lagging too. Damn it. Yeah, it's gonna mess up this whole thing.
So you got to get that figured out then. If audio, and video is lagging on your end because nobody's gonna want to watch that video like that.
I know. Well, it's just the Chrome,
It's
you know?
Discord though. But
Yeah.
like if you use Google Hangouts, you don't have that issue then you said, right? Like
No.
maybe we need to do a test on Google Hangouts. Not right now, but you know, some other day or whatever. Discord in Chrome or something. When you use Chrome with Google Hangouts, it doesn't cause that lag, right?
No.
Think about Discord is causing you issues. Damn, Rusty, you're back. What's up, dude? We're still here 2 hours in. We talk
Yeah.
about all kinds of stuff, computer stuff, conspiracy stuff, life, eating
Yeah.
at restaurants.
My fiance is gonna be back soon. I think she wants to go out tonight.
Yeah, we gotta end this stream soon. But I appreciate you guys being here. My girlfriend just came home recently too, so I want to eat something and I want to spend some time with her. Spend some time. So I think we're gonna end the stream. Make sure you guys check out PizzlesTechTime channel. I'm gonna put it in the chat right now. Subscribe and check out RJ also. This stream was actually RJ's idea. Like every time that I do a live stream, when I say I'm going to end it, more people join. So just everybody just keep joining right now. We're ending the stream and everybody's joining. But I appreciate you guys being here. And I was telling RJ yesterday and Angel a little bit. I want to have some topics. I don't mind when we like talk and we derail and we go off into like little different topics, but I do want to have some topics, kind of like how RJ had the topics for this stream. I want to have some topics and be a little focused so that way we have some sort of direction in case things fall off. So thank you guys for being here, man. Thank you guys for watching. If you haven't, make sure you hit like on this video and subscribe to Pizzles. And anything you want to say, dude, before we end?
Not much. Sorry if the audio quality's messed up. I'm having an issue with Google Chrome. Hopefully I can keep this video up for you guys to watch later. But thanks for joining IckedMel, and thanks RJ for getting us together. And you guys have a wonderful Saturday night, and definitely subscribe. Stay up to date on what we're up to.
Jeez, and it's Memorial Day weekend too, right? Like Monday, I'm off on Monday. It's a 3-day weekend. It's a beautiful thing, so I'm excited.
For
Guys, stay
sure.
safe, take care, and peace.
Peace.